The Satanic Panic ruled America in the 90s, but just because you wear Metallica shirts doesn't mean that you should get a case that involves the death penalty. We're talking the WestMemphis 3 this week on American Loser.
Fill her up!
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
On the edge they take the throne, built on bones of those unknown. Coming first, never last, still erased from the past. I am an American loser. No one remembers my name. No legacy and no future. One step behind in the game.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of American Loser. We're in our Gas Digital era here, folks. It's great to be here in the studio. Of course, behind the ones and twos, no longer Employee of the Month, but still Employee of our hearts and minds. The Dominator. How are you, buddy? You doing good today?
I'm good. How are you?
He's very good. Die-hard Mets fan, I found out today, folks. So if you want to know why he's hanging out with a show like this, that he feels like maybe could do something one day, but just never really will, that would be why he's been assigned to this show. It is his die-hard Mets fandom. And, of course, the lovely Paco, our new producer, who forced out our old producer, who's also here today, and I'm just having all sorts of weird adopted kid drama. Paco, how you living, buddy? You doing good?
Dude, I'm concerned about the world, man.
It's now, are you talking about a round world, like a global issue, or are you talking this weird flat piece of land you're obsessed with?
Like a puppeteering show, you know? This is all a stage.
Just watch all of John Carpenter's movies, and he slowly explains to you everything, slowly over time. John Carpenter's from the future. That's my theory.
I'm just watching Paco with a mouthful and a dog in his arms, and I'm concerned.
It's
No, it's fine. It's like when you feed an alligator, then you don't have to worry about it attacking you because it's full. It's had its meal.
That's actually true. I like all. And by the way, loser devotees know two of those voices here. All-star cast today to fill in for Larry Burke, who's doing his South Beach Larry routine. Yeah. Yeah. Now I feel like I'm doing a Chris Stanley vibe right there.
What's new?
We're gonna land this plane, folks. Mike Harrington's in the building here with me. He's filling in for LP today. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Dude, thanks for having me, man. This is, like I do feel like you've always had some kind of weird fatherly vibe towards me. So the fact that I'm in here filling in for your dad, it feels very apropos.
It's, well, your family to me. You know that one, man. And then, of course, the other voice that you guys would recognize, Loser Devotees, from our first episode back on Gas Digital and a regular on the show. Truly, probably one of our only ones.
Hey.
Josie Marcellino.
Yay, thank you for having me. And Harrington, I gotta say, you getting fired from you're glowing. This is the best I've ever seen you look. You getting let go from Gas Digital has just skyrocketed you.
Don't let Dom or Paco hear that.
He's
Guys,
reminding
imagine
me.
what you would look like.
Yeah, he's got like Princess Diana post-divorce vibes right now. Like the world is his oyster.
Being a producer here at Gas is like being the president, where it ages you more rapidly. you have a picture of Harrington when he started at first year, and then 8 years later, he's just gray.
Slowly.
It's
It's so it combines. And by the way, that voice, folks. The dulcet tones of Harry Terjanian, one of my favorite dudes to hang out with in comedy. We finally got him in the studio. Thank you for coming.
Oh,
buddy.
no, man. It's my pleasure. I'm excited. I listen to the show. I enjoy it. I'm sorry your dad's not here, but I'm glad he's warm.
You know how many times I've been told that? They're like, they'll come to a show and
Is
they're
your dad
excited
here?
and they're like, your dad's here, right? And I was like, no, it's just me and my dick jokes. Thank you for being here.
They're a little, oh,
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
I've seen it
it's good.
firsthand. Like,
It really
people
have.
come out to a show for KP and they're like, oh, man, where's your dad? And
Yeah.
you just see, like, the enthusiasm for the show they're about to see drops by about, like, just 20%. Nothing crazy.
It hurts. No,
It's
there's
still a
still.
fun show.
Does he usually come out? Because when I did the show with you, he didn't come out.
No, he pops out quite a bit. He'll be at the Dojo of Comedy March 14th, folks.
Ooh,
My
nice.
last little going away show before I have to experience 6 weeks of an endurance test known as early fatherhood. So, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Crapping
Gonna
out
be
a
great.
kid.
That
We're gonna
kid's gonna
try.
pee all over you. That's all I know about little boys is they just piss on you.
That is, well, the two that she has that are older also have no control over where they pee.
Oh,
Yeah, we're just
aren't they
finding
like
it.
7 and 5?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
It's called marking your territory,
Yeah.
Josie.
Are you familiar with the term feral? But no, they're classic kids. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So I know Harrington knows the deal on what we're doing on this episode, and Josie gets the show very well. Harry, you listen to the show. Thank you, brother.
Sure.
real quick, tiny recap. I swear to God, folks, this is the final episode about the Satanic Panic. Every time that I think I'm done writing about it, I was like, I didn't even touch on this one weird thing. So the greatest part of this, it's now a 4-part series, if you will, but we're talking Satanic Panic. I promise you it's the absolute last one, and I brought on 3 of my favorite people to talk about this stuff with. So you're in for a great show tonight. If it's your first episode, it's going to be a weird one, but it always is, all right? It really always is. And you guys want to get all of the good stuff on the back catalog, it's exclusively available on Gas Digital. Use promo code LOSER for $1 off a month. You get other great shows too, like whatever. I'm the best show on this fucking network. Moving on.
Love it.
I can't even say that.
When pro wrestling, brother, you got to push yourself, dude. Yeah.
Well, when I talk about the Satanic Panic, I was excited to bring this up with you.
Sure.
Satanic Panic, what jumps out at you when you hear it? Because we grew up in this era.
The Satanic Panic, I mean, it has a lot to do with like teenagers, and to me, I always view it as like the culture wars of like
Nailed it.
In whatever generation, there's always some type of it always ends up being trying to keep the youth from doing pornography and devil worship and this dirty rock and roll or jazz.
Yeah, whatever they're afraid of. Kind of a
like
thing.
I'm sure the yo-yo when it first came out, people were like, this is a tool of Satan.
Surely the good Lord did not intend for a string and a ball to bounce in such a manner. And Josie, because when I get to ask Harry the specific one, because Harry and I are both pro wrestling degenerate fans, okay?
Sure.
You hear Satanic Panic, what jumps out at you?
So I didn't really grow up in Satanic Panic because I was born in 95. So that was like when I was born it was happening. But I always think Marilyn Manson and Columbine, which I think
Perfect.
is like kind of the end of Satanic Panic.
Yeah, that was the
I think
late 90s peak.
Yeah, I
Nailed
think it
it.
like really started in like the 80s.
so.
And then-
70s, 80s, and then the 90s is when it was starting to die down. And I love that you said Marilyn Manson because to me, Marilyn Manson, when you hear those interviews of him on like when he went on Fox News and he's doing like Bill O'Reilly's show, and he's so careful in his words and he's very well spoken and eloquent and shows like tons of compassion. I think that's when people are like, okay, he's just like evil David Bowie.
Right.
Maybe that's what we're doing.
doing a character.
Let me tell you, I saw Marilyn Manson in concert last year, and he's gotten so gay. It's so gay now.
It's
not the same.
Was it a daytime concert though?
No, but it's like he got really fat and then he lost a bunch of weight, so that's good. But like,
You're saying it's more gay now than when he got breast implants and like tucked his dick like a Ken doll? Like,
what?
That was 90s Marilyn Manson. Do
He
you remember?
didn't
I
get
don't remember
breast
the
implants.
implants.
It looked like but he would
It was an
always
album
like,
cover.
Yeah.
With the,
Oh,
yeah,
from
yeah.
Mechanical Animals.
yeah, it
Yeah.
always like
Yeah.
I thought he went full, you know what I mean?
I get what she's saying though, like a photo or whatever. Everyone has like a provocative photo, but if you got to sit through 3 hours,
You could
know,
tell
you know
that
what I
he's
mean?
yeah.
Like,
You can tell that he's older now, and also like I guess he got Me Too'd a few years back, and like then he just kind of got off on it, and it's unclear if he like really didn't do it or if he did it, but like he was like, oh, they tried to take me away from you. They tried to take you away from me.
these are in the concert between the songs.
Yes. And the fog machine's going and the green lights and he's
Yeah.
in like bondage and you're like, you're 55. Like this
Yeah.
is weird.
Yeah,
now.
he's on stilts wearing a Pope hat for some reason.
Yeah.
And the weight thing. There's a weight limit and a time limit on goth. I'm going to tell you that right
There's
now
a-
because
Well
I
said.
saw The Cure live, and this was 20 years ago, and whatever I forget what his name, Robert
Smith, right?
Robert Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
And that goth makeup is for the young and the thin. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with
It's
you.
Yeah.
bad. Gary Newman falls into that too.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I watched. I was trying to find a Gary Newman song and,
About cars.
It's close. It's about me. But for the 4 people that get that joke, that was peak. But yeah, Gary Newman falls into that same trap of when the makeup starts looking more Doink the Clownish. Rather,
Yeah. It's very sad.
Yeah, well, big tittied goth girls.
No, there's a weight limit on that too.
You
'Cause
think
there,
so?
Yeah, because there was a girl in line at the Marilyn Manson show, and she was in the rare zip-up hoodie thong, and that's it. Like match up, but she was probably, I'm gonna say 290 and about my height.
Oof.
So and like fishnets, so it looked like cottage cheese, just that you were fishing with.
One of those hams that like an old Italian deli.
Yeah, yeah,
window.
Oh, look, it's pimento loaf.
yeah.
Yeah, it's goth when it's that candle burns bright for a while.
Yeah.
and then it just kind of puts itself out.
I've been to a couple elder goth shows, and yeah, once they clearly have kids and crow's feet and they're tired, it's like, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
They have, but the best part of it was that first of all, that culture's never gone away either. There's always going to be some girl, and I laugh because they all go to the same store. They're like, oh, I'm a unique girl, so I shop at the unique girl store. That's funny. The compartmentalization of that is funny to me. But it's never gone out of style, and it's always, like Harry was saying, it's rooted in teenage rebellion.
Yeah.
So that's you can't have the dance hall music is just getting a little too vigorous right now, and then slowly that's turned into like kids are like, well, I mean, I guess everyone thinks that David Bowie's cool now, so I guess I should worship Satan in order to maintain my cool edge I have.
Shake it up.
Yeah.
Well, that was Footloose, right? Like, Lithgow was a preacher. That was like the whole thing was like, dancing's taking you away from God.
It's
It was the Salem witch trials. All these girls are dancing in the woods together.
Yep.
We should drown and burn them.
Well, they were right for that. I mean, in the 1600s, women getting together in the woods and dancing?
Dangerous.
Dog, there's no infrastructure here. No one has indoor plumbing. We can't have the women dancing in the woods.
God forbid ladies get gay in the woods.
No.
God forbid.
dancing in the woods. It's going to lead to voting.
And it did. Now look at this shit. Now look at everything that's happened.
It is nice
You're
to be able
welcome.
to share the blame.
That is
with
nice.
You guys.
Yeah, it's not just me.
It feels good. It's not just our fault anymore. I'm going to do as quick of a recap as I can on this one here. Harrington knows the deal on this one, and Harry. By the way, the big thing I was going to say from our childhoods growing up, Undertaker.
That's right. The satanic cult that the Undertaker started.
When the Ministry of Darkness was going on, I remember being maybe 5th or 6th grade, and I was actively afraid of them.
Oh.
And it was like, what if they make Stone Cold worship Satan too? And it was, and then I remember trying to argue with a Sunday school teacher, like Stone Cold actually fights the devil seriously. Like I was trying to espouse him as a Christian hero.
I mean, he did take out the Ministry of Darkness.
The entire ministry by himself to save his worst enemy's daughter.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
very heroic.
If that's not biblical, what really is?
But then at the end of the day, what happened to the ministry? They merged with the corporation. They sold out. So it was
all
much
about
like in
money.
real life. They went right to the corporation, and they were the ministry corporation. Or the corporate ministry.
That's
and
right.
Then they dissolved.
Because you could find that it sells. That's the problem. This whole thing starts because everything sells.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. As quickly of a recap as I can possibly give, because Dom told me he has somewhere to be. I'm just kidding. Dom's actually such a sweetheart, but the long stare that he gives to the screen makes me nervous sometimes. A book is going to come out in the 70s called Michelle Remembers. It involves hypnosis, psychiatry, and the uncovering of hidden memories of satanic ritual abuse. It will become a bestseller after it gets made into a book, obviously. There's a film deal, so corporate ministry right in there.
There you go.
The doctor involved in it and his patient, who later becomes his wife, the other little backdoor deal on that one. Now, they're going to make a ton of money off of this book. They're regulars on TV, which is, of course, going to result in people getting attention. That's kind of going to foster into the teenage rebellion thing. We're paying more attention to the kids because the parents are concerned, right? So the parents are concerned. There's all these copycat cases coming out. I'm not kidding. Oprah is doing episodes on the Satanic Panic.
That's right. I remember seeing some of those clips, yeah.
It is creepy. It's very creepy. And by the way, similar books are coming out from other victims, and I'm using the quotes here. I do think we should believe people and hear them out and everything. But the Satanic Panic showed that a lot of people were willing to make up satanic ritual abuse because that was the Dogecoin of its day. You got to get in while it's hot.
Well, there's no internet. It's hard to get on TV, right?
Also
so
true.
if there was YouTube back then, maybe they don't do that. They just do a podcast. They're like, I get to be on Oprah.
Yeah, there's no reality TV either. That was it.
You're right. We're also pre-reality TV. Hit me, Harrington.
Well, no, that gal who did the book deal in the 1970s, where she was under hypnosis for thousands of hours by her future husband, who she got together with while on the press tour for this book. It was 80 days of a cult ritualistically abusing her, dismembering her, taking parts of her body away. And then on the 81st day, the Archangel Michael and Jesus himself showed up to not only defend her from the devil, but restore her to health and wholeness. So it's like the first example is
Yeah. Well, how are you not going to accept that? When you
Ludicrous.
pitch that to Oprah, how's she going to say no?
Yeah.
I could see why Oprah ran with it, but also and Harry is plugged in deep on the pro wrestling world here, folks, both on a professional and personal level. Wouldn't you just look at that and you're like, this is bad booking?
I think so, but back then also, remember, this is early Oprah, because Oprah started as like a daytime show, and then so there's that sweet spot where she's half, like one day she's interviewing like, Tom Cruise, and then she's talking to teenage pregnancies or whatever.
And she still had like a Maury element to her in the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's
Have you ever
competing
been
with Geraldo.
hypnotized?
No, but I've seen Rich Guzzi do it at comedy clubs that I have to open for a week after.
Oh, the comedian hypnotist. I've missed that. I've worked on a lot of radio shows, and one of the biggest panics I had was like, please don't do the thing where you book the hypnotist, because then I don't know what I'm supposed to do, play along or whatever. Or because that's what they do, is then they get the staff and like, all right, we're going to hypnotize the staff. And I don't know. I've never been part of it. And it's one of my biggest things that I'm like, when I was working at Opie and Anthony or more Ron and Fez, I was like, please don't bring in a hypnotist. I don't want to have to pretend I'm a chicken or something.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Now, you asked about it. I feel like, so Josie's one of the boys. She hangs out.
Yeah.
She's like one of the great hangs in comedy.
That's so sweet. Thank
It's
you.
sincere, by the way, but you're going to say some chick shit now, aren't you? I went to hypnotism for
I
what?
got
Go ahead,
hypnotized
Josie.
so hard. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. So when my ex and I broke up the first time, I was like, I gotta get my head straight, and so I tried
So
everything.
instead of going to a therapist, you went to.
I tried that too.
You did?
And
Okay.
then I was like, maybe hypnotism will make me stop crying. So I found this lady, paid her an assload of money, and I didn't believe in hypnotism. I was just fucking desperate. And so she was like, all right, well, I'll do a trial run with you before we actually do sessions. And I was like, okay, see if I'm a good candidate. And I was like, there's no way this is going to work. It took me 7 seconds and I was fully in a trance. This bitch got me, I was zonked. And then it ended up working. That was like the best I've ever felt in my life. I did like 4 sessions and I was like, this is really good. So
Oh,
I
it
think,
worked.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, she didn't do like you think you're a chicken and
Right,
you're going
right,
to dance
right,
around.
right.
It was just like I went into a trance and then like she talked me through some shit and I felt so, I should hit her up.
It might be a form of meditation as well.
I think
as
that's
part
what it
of
was.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
and I think you gotta, I didn't think I was receptive, but you have to like be receptive, I guess, to like go into a trance and then kind of get the subliminal shit, whatever. But if this lady did it for fucking however many days with her husband, yeah, she probably really thought that she got like diddled by Satan.
It's
You could
yeah.
implant some stuff.
Here's the worst part of it. So not only does that book get exposed as a total hoax, but it's about 600 hours of psychiatry. They go into recovered memories, which is the sketchiest of the pseudosciences.
Like the sodium amytal stuff.
I don't know about that part. I for recovered memories, it's that they're like, oh,
More like
this
talk
was
therapy, where they go,
Yeah.
you're suppressing memories of whatever it is, assault or like a murder or something.
right,
Because
because certain people legit compartmentalize everything, and
Yeah.
then this woman was exposed because she just wanted to bang her therapist,
Sick.
and so she was like, here's a good way to spend time with him. So talk to me about what's going on. Well, I don't know. What should we talk about? He goes, well, let's try hypnosis. And then she's like, all right, I guess this is working. I feel very relaxed right now. I'm having a good time. Did I ever tell you about the time that a satanic cult captured me when I was 8 and she runs with it. And it's crazy because this book exposes it's a where there's smoke, there's fire scenario. So, Harrington, do I jump right into a Quino now? Or I feel like
no, yeah, you have to.
All right, so here's the problem. You spook the parents, right? Oprah's concerned. Oprah's talking to these people. They haven't been revealed to be complete hoaxes yet, right? So
What year
we're
are
taking this.
talking about with this?
So the 80s is when the book comes out.
Okay.
And so you are looking for examples of this in pop culture, and you guys both nailed it already. Prior to Marilyn Manson, it was going to be Ozzy,
Yeah.
right? Ozzy's talking about the devil and everything. They're hiding messages backwards on records and stuff to mess with people. Movies that have come out are The Omen, Rosemary's Baby.
A lot of horror films that started coming out in the
million.
70s.
Oh, totally.
Even
Exorcist, I
Kiss,
can't
they were
believe I-
seen as like demons
Kiss
with the
was-
makeup
I mean,
and
Knights
stuff.
in Satan's service.
Yeah.
Stupid. Yes.
It's
Just Gene Simmons trying to make a load of money. He's like, I think kids like this makeup and they think
I
it's
was-
Satan worship.
Yeah.
Watching concert footage of like them in their heyday with the makeup on and stuff, and I'm like, they just look like fucking big Jewish drag queens. Like it's not. Who was scared of this?
Aren't you supposed to be reading at a kindergarten right now, dude?
It was that because other than that, the only thing was like yacht rock or whatever, which wasn't
Yeah.
yacht rock then, but like smooth rock or whatever.
Right.
So that was just the rebellious thing. Is like, let's just do hard rock dressed as demons.
Which is so, like, honestly, if you had the choice between, do you want to go see Gene Simmons tonight or Michael McDonald? You are such a hand job if you go to see Gene Simmons. Honestly, like, I hate you if you go see Kiss in their heyday versus, like, any of the dudes who were, like, Christopher Isaacs even. Like, give me anybody big in the yacht rock world.
That was
Please.
the hottest stuff, though. That was the hardest rock. Was like, if you listen to Kiss without watching them, like they rock pretty good in their heyday. Like, you know, Detroit Rock City,
a
you know, those are
monster.
some great, you know, I Was Meant for Love, whatever they are. They're intense songs, but then you see the makeup, it's a little wild. But also, like, we weren't kids then, so I mean, you latch on to whatever you got. Remember, there's 3 channels on.
True.
There's 3 channels on. There's nothing but, you know, soft rock on the radio. Paul Lind is doing, you know, variety specials. You're like, all right, I'm gonna latch on to whatever you give me that's remotely cool.
Especially if it
anything.
was like if your parents hated it, that had to
That made it
be
2
so
for 2.
good.
This is what I love when the guests get the show. You guys are 2 for 2 on that one. Number one, you're going to latch on to whatever you can find. And then also, if your parents hate it, it's instantly cooler. So that's what it is. Kids are it now. All right, Ozzy Osbourne's not the top of the charts at any given moment, but he's never not on the charts.
Right.
It's weird. It's the same thing with like Dark Side of the Moon is still one of the top selling albums, top 100 albums in the country every year because some kid has to experience LSD for the first time. So, but it's crazy because now where there's smoke, there's fire. So like, well, Oprah says there's satanic stuff here. Ozzy Osbourne's openly satanic. Hang on, there's a Church of Satan and this Anton LaVey guy over here. There's satanic stuff in the movies. There's his. They wind up putting out together lawsuits, defamation suits. There's a bunch of retractions. There's exposed frauds, con artists, and then also a government program. When the government's here, guys, they're here to help.
Nice.
So Tipper Gore is going to give us the Parents Music Resource Center. So if you ever bought an album that had the parental advisory sticker on it, it is loosely because of the Satanic Panic.
Well, it was also like that was Tipper Gore's thing, right? Was the getting the label on
100%.
But that's also the talk about my parents say I can't have this. If you had the parental advisor stickery on something, there's a reason comedians still do that like hack fucking, you know, caution tape or parental advisory sticker over their mouth when they're doing a show poster. Like it works, man. There's something about it where you go, oh man, that's fucking rock and roll right there.
Second album that we recorded, Carly showed up to it with a parental advisory sticker on her shirt, and I was looking at her, I was like, I'm gonna get killed for this, and everybody let it slide. And then years later, Mike Harrington, knowing that pregnant Carly has to edit this episode, I'm sorry, babe, we tried to shield you from him.
Carly's also just a hot lady, and she can wear whatever she
that's
wants.
true.
It
It
is
was,
cool when your hot wife wears a shirt like that.
She's also a parent.
That's it. Also true. And the oldest one flipped the finger at somebody the other day, so I have to have a talk with them when I go home. But
Wait,
were
I'm
they
sorry.
doing, though?
Are
Hold on.
you're also a parent? Are you saying nothing that you've ever done requires a parental advisory
No.
sticker?
I'm saying I'm corny enough that I could get away with it. That's like what this beard and glasses like.
Fair.
Me, if I was wearing parental advisory shirt, people would be like, yeah, that
You're
checks
trying
out.
too hard to, yeah.
If it's too loud, you're too old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't call your album like Censor This or whatever.
no, that was the definition of cringe back. Hopefully we're out of that.
Carlin did it. That was the only, but he did it like when it happened, basically.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then it was all downhill from there to be like, I'm edgy, I'm unstoppable, you know.
The Outlaws of Comedy type stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, bad week for Bobby Slayton. I don't know if you guys
boy.
saw.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay,
Josie knows.
I've heard that his name was in the thing. I've also heard
It
another
was-
comedian that I've worked with in the past, Nick DiPaolo's name
Nick's
came up, but I don't know in
yeah.
what context either of them came up in.
I
Nick,
think,
it seems like, is in once, maybe attended a dinner and then was like, huh. Bobby was
probably
there
not invited back.
every other day, it seems
Really?
like. Bobby was there a lot.
Yeah, it's not and Nick, I consider a friend of mine. Bobby Slayton, I met in passing once or twice, but Nick's looking pretty good right now. It's Bobby Slayton's like, I would love to. I'm sorry, I'm at a club in Dayton, Ohio right now. I'd love to be hanging out with you guys at your awesome island still.
Yeah.
Those are
and what Howard Stern's old guy that left, the something. The
Jackie
Stuttering
the
John?
Joke Man Martin.
Or
Yes.
Jackie Martling was on the.
Oh,
believe
not
it.
only was on the list and like vehemently on the list, then has gone on to do interviews and was like, yeah, I mean, so what? He liked underage girls. Who cares? Yeah,
boy,
there was, but
Jackie.
then he wouldn't fuck somebody's like his friend's wife. He had morals. Like he's gone on and said that, and it's like, ooh.
Now
ooh.
that, we're-
goat.
We're getting to Jersey Road comic situation here. I want these lists unredacted. I need to know if Reverend Bob Levy was involved.
Louis Black was in it too.
Is John Valby involved in this? Dr. Dirty. I need to
Good
know.
pull. You know how you would tell for if Bob Levy was named in the Epstein files? They would just say, comedian name redacted ate blue cheese out of a...
Could be anybody.
Technically, the owner of this podcast studio was named in the Epstein files.
What?
Lewis.
Ralph Sutton?
Lewis was not like they were invited to anything, but there is an email that went out, one or two, where like somebody was inviting Jeffrey
It's a
Epstein. They're
skank
like,
fest.
No, it was.
so
It
good.
was
to David Tell's show at the Cellar.
Oh, that's right. yeah, yeah.
after dinner with Woody Allen.
yeah.
Hey, after dinner
Yep.
with Woody Allen.
Let's
do you
have a
want to go to
palate.
the
Do you want to
early
go
or
to
late
this?
show?
And like Big J's on it, Lewis is on it,
Oh,
David Tell's
yeah, I saw
on
that.
it.
I forgot about this. So many things going on. Yes, it was like, hey, do you want to go to the Comedy Cellar? Here's who's at the Comedy Cellar.
Do you know
You
who?
can get named.
Sorry to get off topic, but I learned
good.
this. Do you know who Jeffrey Epstein said his favorite comedian was? Like right before he died.
Oh, who's this?
Take a wild guess.
All right, it's going to be... I'm going to be a little off color here. It's going to be a Jewish person.
I'm gonna say that it's something that we don't expect. You know how I'm gonna say it's somebody super clean, Jim Gaffigan, for no reason other than it would be hilarious for Epstein.
I like that, though.
You know what I mean? Just like, you know what? When I'm done banging kids, I want something wholesome to watch. Put on some of that Gaffigan. I want to hear him talk about Hot Pockets for 17 minutes and
Pale
kill.
King.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Rich Voss. That's his favorite comic, right?
It's not Rich Voss.
No.
What do you got? You're so excited.
It's Whitney Cummings.
What? Oh, wow.
He went on record saying Whitney Cummings was his favorite comedian.
Wow.
I mean,
He
Let's
it's
see.
just I
Did he
did
say
not.
why? I mean,
He
I
just
don't know if
loved Whitney. He
allowed
also
it.
loved.
he was a big roast guy.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
really only watched the roast.
That's funny.
That makes sense then.
No, he tried like.
Hey
it
man,
also,
I like her Miss Rachel stuff.
it. You a big fan of that?
That's the work you're like. I acknowledge that. I think that's great.
Listen, dude, every new parent makes fun. Listen, like everyone who's outraged about the Miss Rachel thing pisses me off because every new parent makes jokes about Miss Rachel to their partner, right?
Of course, it's got to be exhausting.
It's
'cause
like-
it's a kid's
it's-
entertainer, not because of anything she's doing. But,
Right.
yeah.
Everyone has the like that same joke, like the put it in, put it in, put it. It's like
Yeah.
mom and dad at the end of a day after
Yeah.
the kid goes to bed or whatever. Everyone gets sick and tired of hearing Miss Rachel over and over again, but it does help your kid speak like 6 months quicker. So you gotta have it
gotta
on.
have it, yeah.
So it's like it just is one of those things where the give and take there is you make jokes about Miss Rachel. And she's a comedian, so it's like, oh, I have a joke about someone. I'm gonna put this on fucking
Well,
Twitter.
and also the thing about kids is they'll watch any shit over and over again.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have the capacity to watch the same video 100 times.
It's true.
As an adult, I mean, I used to do it as a kid. I'd watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off like on a loop. I might have seen that
a
movie
good
too.
one.
It's not even. I wouldn't even put it in my top 50 favorite movies. Whatever reason, I just watch it on a loop. And those songs are meant to be catchy, but like to this day, my nieces and nephews, I wasn't even around them like that much, but. What was on like hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot like once a month, just hot dog, just
it just pops in your head. It's
pops
catchy
in my
shit.
head.
Yep.
Yeah.
They can, that's, I forget what that's called when they can plant, but it is, by the way, if you want to talk about
Earworm.
a pretty great, earworm, thank you.
Yeah.
A great way to segue that into the topic is there's a guy that gets discovered during the Satanic Panic.
Ooh.
We're putting all the pressure on the music people. And then all of a sudden, Oprah winds up having on this guy named Michael Aquino, who is he owns and operates the Temple of Set, which is a federally recognized church that worships Satan. He's just a weird little creepy guy. He goes, oh yeah, I've summoned the devil a couple of times. And one time I did it in a castle in Germany that the SS used to use during World War II. He's openly admitting all these things, all these terrible things about him, but he's there to fight allegations of abuse that his church has put on people. And he's very well spoken, almost like a Manson type thing. Weird little tricky part is that even though he's on Oprah in his satanic garb, he also reveals they're like, so you're actually a colonel in U.S. Army intelligence with top secret clearances, and you work for NASA, and you've been involved in psychological warfare. Yeah, that's true. So again, where there's smoke, there's fire, and they're looking for an evil kid to kind of sit there and be like, well, what are we like? Who's actually being jeopardized here? And right in Long Island, right down the street from where Dom grew up, this kid named Ricky Casso, who's known as the Acid King. He is 17 years old, I believe, and he murders Gary Lowers, who's another 17-year-old in this town, with a knife in a drug-crazed. I mean, this kid was essentially feral, and he's telling him while he's murdering him. Yeah, that's his amazing mugshot. That is him on acid or mescaline, hissing at the press that's taking a photo of him.
He looks like every hockey player drafted in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
It's there's
He
a little
also looks
Eli
like
Manning
he's
to him.
38 years old.
He is also not shown in that photo. Is he's wearing an AC/DC shirt. The Satanic Panic lives on again.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Which is going to bring us now. Ricky Casso did, in fact, murder a kid, so he deserved some sort of a jail sentence. Commits what they call a slip and slide in prison.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the so you don't get in trouble on YouTube word.
Oh, right.
But so he
I don't know what are we censoring?
he ends his own life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know it was the ending your own.
Yeah,
thing.
slip and slide.
Slip and slide.
Yeah.
Why is it a slip and slide?
I don't know. TikTok taught me though.
That is a slip and slide?
Yes, that's what they're
Well,
calling
no,
it.
just say it quickly.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Instead of it just sounds it like saying grape. Like saying
Yeah.
grape. That
Also,
makes sense.
I hate that there's so many workarounds for it, but there are. Hit me, Mike Harrington.
So before you get off Aquino, just real quick, because I know we're at the halfway
Talk to
mark and it's time to get into the fucking topic. But this I
I'm
found
sorry.
this week is so fun. The Aquino thing. He wrote a book called like Mind Warfare, Psyops, this, that, the other thing.
Yes,
Right?
Paco's reading it, not knowing that we're talking about it right now.
Well, his co-author on that is also an Army guy of 31 years, gentleman by the name of Paul E. Valley. That guy's still alive today. Do you know what he's doing?
No, Netflix.
Turning Point USA.
God damn it.
He was instrumental in the founding. Michael Aquino's co-author on his book about psyops and psychological warfare was a founding member of Turning Point
Was
USA.
he the one who told Kid Rock it was a good idea to wear jean shorts? And,
mean, probably.
And Keds?
Do you guys think that Charlie Kirk's for real dead?
I'll tell you what. If I answer that question, we're never going to talk about the WestMemphis.
That's
Okay, that's fair.
It's a different podcast.
It's all love on that one here. But I'll tell you what. Ricky Casso's a bad kid. Does a bad thing. Gets wrapped up in the Satanic Panic. The news media is running with it. If it bleeds, it leads. That's the rules they play by. Oprah's talking about it. Geraldo Rivera's talking about it. They keep finding people that are like, yeah, we worship Satan. It's true. So then that points to a whole, well, there's the Satanic Panic is fully underway here. A couple of people are going to get caught up in this that are truly victims. And that's the three kids we're going to talk about here today. But first, Dom, we got to hit them with a little zeitgeist. It is 1993. George H.W. Bush is president. Slick Willie is on his way towards the White House. Nirvana and grunge are ruling the music scene. Val Kilmer is being our hucklebearer in Tombstone. Four non-blondes are trying like hell to find out what's going on. Tarantino is working on some new movie with the guy from Grease. And Elle McPherson is making me ask questions that my 6-year-old body still doesn't understand. But in the town of West Memphis, Arkansas, tragedy will occur. I think, Paco, do we have a couple of photos we can start to bring up here of these crazy kids? There's 3 young boys. This is a truly tragic part here. There's the boys. Yep. One there, right there in his Cub Scout uniform, too. It's brutal. No way to make this one funny or enjoyable. But
the one in the middle kind of looks like you as a kid.
it's there, towhead and all. I think that's why it's. I look like an amalgamation of the 3. 3 young boys: Christopher Byers, Michael Moore, the good one, Stephen Branch. They are 8-year-old boys living in West Memphis, Arkansas. They went to school. They were Cub Scouts. They lived on their bikes. They get reported missing on May 5th, 1993. Parents and neighbors will search for the missing boys that night. Nothing is found. The next day, the local police will begin their involvement. The boys' bodies are eventually found. It is straight out of a horror movie. The 3 young friends had gone into the woods together to play and never returned. Whoever had attacked them had been methodical and truly sick and depraved. The crime devastates the Bible Belt community, and the police are going to need answers. This crime needs to be solved. The tragedy could not be stopped, but answers will quell the public panic, and the conditions the boys are found in gives off occult vibes. Yep.
What made it so occult?
Well, it's a couple things without going into gruesome, gross detail here.
Now give me the worst.
Their hands are wrapped up in their shoelaces and bound behind their backs.
Like
and
hogtied?
Essentially hogtied, and then also a bunch of multiple cuts, multiple lacerations, assuming that the point of this was not only to inflict bodily harm, but also humiliation.
Were they naked when they were found?
I want to say yes, because their clothes were nearby. And keep in mind, I don't want to be one of those guys. I work the road enough that like there's some great pockets in the South that would defy whatever our TV's convention of it is that we've.
Sure, yeah.
But West Memphis, when you're reading about it during this time frame, you're deep in the Bible Belt. These are people that would we're not going anywhere fancy like Walmart. It's that kind of a town, and you're going to see it's the good old boys trying to solve an occult mystery.
Ah, boy.
And it's going to go about as well as you think it is.
Boss Hogg and the gang trying to do a police investigation.
It really. Oh, Lucifer.
It's on some Scooby-Doo shit.
It's the gang would have done a better job. They would have asked better questions. Now, you got a lot going on over here. It's a pop culture phenomenon with Ozzy and Black Sabbath. And there's nonstop news reports of this mostly later debunked satanic ritual killings that are pouring into the perception that the 3 murders of these young boys it's got to be, we finally have our satanic. It's like when a town finally gets a Whole Foods. Mm-hmm. They're like, we finally have our satanic ritual abuse case here, guys. It's here now. It's here. We're going to get on
our time.
I keep hearing about this big city Satanism, but it's finally made its way out to West Memphis, Arkansas.
It was like my hometown was like really after 9/11 they were just like it could be here next. And it's like they're not coming to Carroll County, Maryland, Betsy. I promise.
You're gonna take out the creamery?
That's it. They're gonna take out the Carroll County Times. That's what they're going for.
That's a pretty perfect example too.
There's one 3-story building in the whole county, and they're gunning for it with a Cessna.
Wawa too.
But think of the crab cakes.
Yeah.
So but this was pre-Columbine. When is Columbine?
No, this is
is that
pre-Columbine.
96?
Yeah, Columbine's 98.
98.
Okay.
Which, by the way, there's a little bit of things in here too. So what the good old boy cops are going to do down there, I wish that I was making this up. But like Harry was saying before, these cops are like, well, if we solve this, we can go on Oprah.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be a little different here. You shouldn't be using Oprah and Geraldo. By the way, always will make me laugh that Geraldo gets dragged through the mud, and justifiably so. Oprah just can't say she's untouchable.
Teflon.
Right?
Yeah.
She fixed her image towards the end. Geraldo did a bunch of bizarre moves up and down. Fox News from the show. Journalists. Al Capone's vault where he finds nothing. There's a lot of
Jersey too.
Getting punched in the face by Klansmen. Say what you will about Oprah. She would have shows and discussions. She would try to treat it like it was a conversation with the racists.
Sometimes you got to buy somebody a new car. Yeah. And they just look the other way on something.
I mean, dog, she just left the board of Weight Watchers because she disclosed that she's on Ozempic.
Yeah.
She is a moralless person.
There's a lot
for
of...
sure, but she's got charisma.
Just as garbage as it. Listen, man, Geraldo Rivera, like that guy is the truth to me, man. Like he's been in active war zones since the early 90s.
Wait, wasn't there a thing though with him where he was saying that he was in a war zone or he exposed the location or something?
That was it. He was drawing in the sand. Goes, so we are here, and most of the troops here have these types of weapons. And Geraldo, people in Iraq might be watching this.
Yeah.
The point is,
sometimes you goof and you say things about war zones that maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah,
100%.
That's happened to all of us.
I wish that there was an easier, like I wanted more nuance for this part of it, but in this town of West Memphis, Arkansas, they have an occult type murder going on. Maybe they're being influenced by the news media, but what their decision is that the cops are like, we should talk to those occult kids, the ones that wear the Metallica shirts.
Oh, my God.
So they wind up rounding up a couple of kids here. Due to the crime having an occult-like vibe, it's bring out the usual suspects. This seems cult-like. We're going to bring in a kid by the name of Damien Eccles. Having the name Damien's not going to help.
Not helpful.
Time here. Do we have a photo of Damien by chance, Paco? If you can pull it
That's
up.
on
whenever
his
you-
parents also.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Damien, the Omen didn't come out until what, like mid '70s. So it's like,
But Damien is
Ooh,
isn't
the
it
one's hot.
Which
one though? Hold
you're
on, the
gonna-
one to the left.
Can I guess? Because I know Josie pretty well. All the way to the left. That's what you're into.
Yeah, of course.
That's,
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I
that's
could see that though. I could. The one on the
He's
right
good
is
looking.
out. The one in the middle, if he could get a glow up, might be
the one in the middle
more
looks
presentable.
the one in the middle looks like he has a baby mama already, and he's gonna make it work, dude. Like he's
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. And the other one on the right looks inbred, but the one on the left looks nice.
I'll tell you the thing is this: even though I know they're not guilty, the one on the right, I think he's guilty now. Now that I've seen that mugshot,
Yeah.
even though I know historically speaking, I say, well, let's interview this guy.
They do themselves no favors on a cut. I'll tell you what, Damien in particular, which is the one on the left that Josie is attracted to, more credence to Harrington's theory that you don't really like your dad as much as you say.
I love my fucking dad. He's my best friend.
Well, Damien Eccles is the only adult of this soon-to-be infamous West Memphis 3.
Which
Well,
one of those
I'm
three
glad
was
to
him?
hear that.
That's the one that
So
she likes.
yes. So
Okay.
when I say 18, I like literally he's 18.
18.
And it's
Perfect.
worst possible time for it too. Damien is legit into heavy metal music and had an interest in the occult. He also has a minor rap sheet for burglary and his very poor family. And I mean, by the way, income-wise, if you're being considered poor in West Memphis, that's, whatever the standard is, his family's below
For
it.
the people to look at you as the poor person of West Memphis.
That's right, the bad
Arkansas,
element
yeah.
of West Memphis. Now, it's trippy here, too, because he does himself no favors on this one. Social workers have been to the house regularly since he's a kid. He's exhibiting signs of mental issues. He had spent months in a mental facility and was at one time issued full disability due to his mood swings and delusional behavior. Months before the crime.
Do that?
Apparently.
Shit, hold
yeah,
on.
write that one down,
Make a
dude.
note here for
In the
that.
90s, for sure.
you can get disability before you turn 18. That's pretty crazy.
It was. He also. I don't know if it was all that much money because he also still had to work part time as a roofer, which, as a guy that's worked a little bit in the trades, that's the worst possible job to have.
Part-time roofer.
Part-time roofer. Yeah, they're all part-time roofers because no one can do it full-time. Yeah, don't tell. If you ever do something like you want to mess with a teacher or freak out an adult by saying when you're a kid and you say something off color. Damien has a history of messing with his therapists, and he told his one therapist, he goes, this is months before the crime, by the way. He told his therapist that he believed that he had acquired supernatural powers from drinking human blood.
Oh, Jesus.
He was just goofing.
Dude, imagine
It
if
was
this kid
goofy.
had 4chan. Like, just
Yeah,
imagine
for real.
It's a different life.
if he had anywhere to just go be a troll online.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to
How
give
does
too
that
much of it away.
Get out. I mean, the therapist just
Doctor
immediately.
patient privilege. What happened to that?
They wind up
That
having
didn't happen
to.
until Obama. HIPAA wasn't a thing until Obama's era.
No, but there was still I thought there was still a
Hippocratic
patient,
oath type thing, or what? I know what you're talking about. I didn't know about that Josie thing. I was curious about that in a second. But I guess where it's going to wind up coming out is that the therapist gets called in as part of the defense for the coming trial for these kids. Because wait till you hear what they did to them.
Oh, then you got to unravel all the notes.
Yeah, it blew
disclose
my
all the
minds
notes.
on this one. Hi, I'm KP Burke. History isn't boring. Your teacher was. Also, just want to give you guys a heads up here. I have a little boy on the way. Yes, I am going to become a dad. I'm actively terrified of it, and I'm going to be taking a couple of weeks off the road doing stand-up comedy. So your last chance to see me before I have to become a dad is going to be March 14th at the Dojo of Comedy in Morris Plains, New Jersey. It is one of my favorite clubs in the entire country. I love everybody there, and it's always nice for me to sell some tickets in pretty much what's my own backyard. So come on out to the Dojo of Comedy, buy your tickets at the link here below. It is your last chance to see me before I take a little tiny break from stand-up comedy. I'm not allowed to fully quit because I make just enough money to stay relevant in this business, but not quite enough to not have to have a job where I cut trees down in Morris County. Thanks, and I'll see you guys at the show. Yeah, we don't know if he's just purely delusional, which he seems to have some sort of issue towards or a predisposition, or is this a teenage kid trying to gross out or freak out a therapist? It's going to bite him in the ass. He goes to Wiccan meetings. He goes to all these weird things that are not acceptable in the Bible Belt. He'd also dropped out of school and was, at the time of the murders, working, like I said, as a part-time roofer. His best friend is still in school. That is Jason Baldwin, who I believe was the kid all the way on the right, the one that Harry thinks is guilty just on looks alone.
Sorry, can we see it? Yeah, he
Look at
definitely
him.
did it. He did it.
Yeah, that's Jason Baldwin over there, a lesser Baldwin. But actually, that Baldwin never killed anybody. Hey!
There you go. And also the sexiest name of all three, ironically.
Jason Baldwin?
Jason Baldwin is a great name.
I would
You're
agree
telling
on
me you
that
wouldn't
one.
cast Jason Baldwin in whatever project you're working on?
Over Billy in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a fucking heartbeat, dog.
Well, the problem is this. These two are both kindred spirits. They are arts kids down in the Bible Belt of America. We're hoping to escape one day, but instead of listening to Springsteen's Born to Run, they get real deep on Ozzy and Metallica. Same music, same movies, creative outlets. They're kind of they're going to be very important friends to each other until this thing happens. Baldwin would find himself being questioned by the police as well. Damien Eccles is getting picked up right away. They're like, "Yep, well, we got a occult murder. Let's get the occult kid in here." So, Damien, talk to me a little bit. What have you been up to? That kind of a thing. Now, there's a third boy, and it's the boy that was in the middle mugshot. And when I tell you, I'm a guy, I got a lot of cops in the family. I always believe in due process. I think we got a great thing going here. The legal system has its issues. It's a really great quote from Ben Franklin. He goes, "I would rather we have a legal system that lets go of 100 murderers, 100 guilty murderers go free, rather than one innocent man go to jail."
Yeah.
And so it's like, listen, the system's fucked up, but it's a more honest thing than, say, the same time frame Soviet Union. Now, this is the one where you're like, guys, as a dude that takes some flack for just wanting due process and supporting the system as it is, what the fuck are you doing to me? Josie Marcellino is this kid's name. Age 17 with an IQ of 72.
Oh,
That's the middle one?
That is the middle one, who is
wow, I would've
also
thought
a
it was the guy
handsome
on the
boy.
right.
Yeah.
I really did.
Believe it or not, I think he's probably one of the more... he was actually a great student, Baldwin. Miss Kelly has also dropped out of school.
So 69, if I remember, is it 70 or 69 is the...
He is borderline retarded,
Yeah.
correct?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
that's the
anything
medical
below
term,
70.
folks.
Oh, he's
Anything
in the
below
gump
70.
zone.
He
think
is,
anything
yes.
below 70
He is, if he could just run a little bit faster, different life for him. But poor Miss Kelly over here, I repeat, borderline incompetent, is going to have his father tell the police, yeah, go with these police officers, answer their questions, go talk to them. And
So is the father also borderline? Because that's
he's
pretty rough.
We're just sick of him.
Yeah.
I think he believed in the system too much. He's like, there's no way.
Oh, he's
let's
like,
If my
cooperate.
boy didn't do it,
He didn't
do
he
it,
ain't
so
gonna
what's
be
the-
in
what
He
trouble.
had,
problem?
Right.
When you hear him interviewed, he's got a Mr. Rogers vibe to him, where it's like, bad things don't happen. That happens to bad people, right? Well, this is about as bad as it can get here. He is not an adult, taken and questioned by the police.
How old?
He is 17 years
Okay.
old.
No lawyers present for any of this.
No lawyers, no family members, no adults in the room except for the police officers and the borderline mentally incompetent boy that's being grilled about this.
So this must have been like a reasonable interrogation time. We're talking 2, maybe 3 hours tops, right, KP?
Oh, buddy, you are the Pippin to my Jordan. 12 hours they interrogate this kid.
Jesus fucking
12
Christ.
hours. Josie Marcellino would be questioned and detained. The only recorded parts of the interrogation will equal up to 46 minutes.
And when was the
46
central-
minutes of 12 hours.
46 minutes of 12 hours. Not even a full hour of it is documented.
Jesus.
So you were
And
going
it
to say
took-
something.
When was the Central Park 5? When did that happen?
89, some late 80s.
Because
I don't know.
I
I
know-
imagine they're close.
Yeah,
It's
actually, could
similar,
you,
just piece of shit cop tactics.
Oh, I mean,
Paco,
that
could you look
goes
that
on
up
to
if you
this
don't
day.
mind? When the Central Park 5 was. That's a great
I
question.
want to say 89 or 88 would be my guess.
89.
Yes, nailed it. Sweet.
Yep. And of
Okay.
course, that one had a long fallout too here. This one is nuts. And by the way, probably similar namesake, Central Park 5, West Memphis 3. That's
Yeah.
what these kids are going to become known as.
11 hours and 40-something minutes of unrecorded... 11 hours and 14 minutes, I guess it would be, of unrecorded time. And it took you that long to, like... This guy's got a Forrest Gump level IQ. You couldn't just convince him, like, yo, if you admit to killing these kids, you'll get a puppy.
That's what happened.
Oh, what?
I wish he was. I couldn't tell if he was doing a bit. I know he knows a little bit of the story here. Miss Kelly is he's given his Miranda rights, but over the 12 hours he's questioned and detained to the point where he actually will make a full confession to the murders, because the cops essentially tell him, you're not allowed to go home and see your family until you tell us what happened, and they make him confess to this because he does get his Miranda rights. this is now actually valid for the court, and he recants his
Because
testimony.
he has a right to a lawyer. They've told him.
Yes.
And he
Yeah.
hasn't
And he
exercised that
waived it.
right because he
Yep.
is 69.
Dude, it is. He recants the confession immediately, saying he was coerced to confess, believing it's the only way he'll be allowed to leave. 2 trials come from this. So literally just bullying a borderline mentally incompetent boy for 12 hours. 2 legitimate trials are going to be part of the American legal system now. One for Miss Kelly, who will have the trial on his own. The second trial is for both Damian Eccles and his pal Jason Baldwin, both of whom are also arrested.
Did in your research did you find the case number for the 3
No.
dead boys?
Please tell me it's 666.
It ends in like the police file ends in 666. So that led to like, yo, this is a demonic killing.
I mean, you're going to definitely sway a jury in West Memphis, Arkansas. The average.
100%.
You would, and by the way, you're the whole time. There's 3. All right, there's 3 documentaries about these kids on HBO. It's called Paradise Lost.
Yes.
And then there's
Okay.
also a movie called West of Memphis, which I didn't realize is directed by Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings fame.
for real?
Yeah. Well, this case attracts a huge amount of attention because it's similar to the media sensation behind the Central Park 5. Keep in mind, there is no physical evidence of any of these 3 kids, 2 of whom are minors, being linked to the crime scene. They have nothing other than like, well, he was acting suspicious, and they wear the Metallica shirts, and the one kid, he's like a Wiccan or something, you know, and that's what they're going
Zero
with.
probable
so
cause.
Did Damien and the other guy, did they know the slow kid? Or did they just coerce the slow kid into being like, yeah, I was with them?
That's a great question because Baldwin and Damian Eccles are great friends who share this interest in this, left-handed path type stuff or whatever.
Sure.
But Miss Kelly is just a kid that they know from school who's also a troublemaker. So they're rounding
Small
up
town.
the
They're all in the same school.
Exactly. They're rounding up the troublemakers.
Do you think this was a thing where it's like, okay, we've had this kid on our radar forever? Like he's the Eccles case specifically, where it's like the social workers have been there a number of times.
A couple small petty crimes.
We're just waiting for him to turn 18, and the first thing we can throw at him, like that's going to be our guy.
I do wonder because this case is insane. It makes no sense whatsoever. But I do wonder if there were cops in town that were just out to get him, or they're like, "Oh, you're bad. We know you're bad. We're going to find a way to prove you're bad."
Or he probably did something.
It's
a case
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
probably
Well,
did
if he
something.
was known as like the Damon kid, the Wiccan boy, when you have something and you're like, oh, this is Satan, like, well, who else is it gonna? Is it not gonna be
Right.
the gas station attendant? It's not gonna be
Nope.
Jim
Yeah, yeah.
Bob.
You're in Bible Belt '90s America too. So it's the 2 court cases are based off of this forced and intimidating confession from a minor without a lawyer, no parents present, who's barely mentally competent. The other court case is buoyed by the fact that it seemed witchy, and Eccles likes all that devil stuff. And he didn't pass a polygraph, by the way, which is not reliable.
Right.
It didn't say that it showed deception on his polygraph. So, I mean, who wouldn't have their
Yeah.
nerves rattled on a polygraph?
I don't know if you know this, but why did they try them separately? Why did they try 2 of them together and then one separately?
I wound up being separate charges, I think.
Okay.
Which was weird. Go ahead.
Separate charge?
Could it be that 2 were minors and they
No.
were charging
No,
No,
Damien
Damien
because
as
there's
Damien
only
Baldwin.
one.
Because- right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be 18 and 17. Those
Yeah.
are in the same trial together, and then the borderline case, he's underage separately, so it's not even that.
Well, maybe also because borderline kid confessed, so maybe there was a different.
There's a
Yeah.
little cooperation thing in there.
Yeah.
And also,
Or you didn't mention the other 2.
the lawyers always say this too. You have to try the cases you can win. So it's like, all right, we're going to get Al Capone on tax evasion because you're never going to get him on a murder one. So this is the 2 best cases they can provide for, and they believe that they can get Baldwin and Eccles on this, and then they can get Miss Kelly on this. So surely some lawyers are going to get involved, and this wrong will be righted, right?
Probably.
No, the media gets word of it. 3 children are dead, and much to the delight of those believing in the Satanic Panic, these 3 kids are just creepy enough to possibly be the murderers. Unfortunately, we're going to find out that there's a ton of shoddy police work at the crime scene, coercion in the interrogation room, grandiose abuses of power, and the legal system will see that 3 kids who were still considered teens, literally all 3 of them in their teens, locked up and awaiting trials for crimes that they are absolutely at borderline best loosely tied to. This would be persons of interest in anything else, or a cooperative witness or anything. So media's all over it. Satanic ritual alone. Hit me, bud.
Well, you were saying before that there was like an outcry of like, mothers against satanic stuff, right? Like, was there a lot of that? Like,
they think they got their
showing...
Ricky Casso again.
Yeah.
They absolutely think they're like, see, just like that thing in Long Island, we knew this was going to be a problem here.
So I'm saying, like, were there groups like that, like,
going down to Memphis?
Yeah, showing up outside the courtroom, like, hang on, you know what I mean?
with the
Like,
signs and
get
stuff.
Satan out of here.
If you ever get a chance to watch the documentary, it's to show how the public opinion on this swung once they realized, like, oh, because it's a tragic story. There's a little bit of hope at the end of it. The one boy's stepfather is actually putting up photos of one of the murdered boys. Puts up photos of Damien Eccles, Baldwin, and Miss Kelly, and he's actually firing his .44 Magnum, and he's got the HBO camera crew, and he goes, "That's for you, Damien Eccles, and that's for you, James Baldwin, and that's for..." And he's just, like, literally, they're screaming. They can't believe that...
blood.
Yeah, they're actually almost like, you're lucky you're getting a trial because you wouldn't get it if it wasn't for them police officers over there.
Right. 50 years ago, we just would have
We just
lynched
would've
all
taken
three
care
of
of
you.
this.
10,000%. So but the public opinion is going to swing in, thank God, in a pretty creepy way, but for a positive here.
But not for years later.
It's it is truly like the Odyssey on this one, how long it takes anything good to come out of this story. Now, the media is all over it. The press is on their way down. The case is not looking like the open and shut psychobabble of Ricky Casso. It's beginning to look like maybe police coercion. Witness statements will begin to contradict. Nobody's been reliable whatsoever. People aren't holding up under cross-examination. The initial confession is analyzed by an expert from UC Berkeley who finds it to be a classic example of police coercion. And yet, Miss Kelly, this one hurts. When given another chance to speak with the police, this time with a lawyer present, will ignore his lawyer's advice and speak in grim details of the crime. Forensics would have been able to prove their innocence or at least put holes into Miss Kelly's story. But get this, the crime scene itself, we're in a pre-CSI kind of world here, guys.
Not preserved in any way.
Not at all, to the point where there's almost nothing useful of it other than pictures that were taken. The boys were also found near water, which decomposed their bodies. Cause of death was kind of hard to determine, and then also whether or not something inappropriate had happened with the boys.
And the use of DNA was like it was still in its infancy.
And it's
in
certainly not
93.
going to be in West Memphis, Arkansas.
Yeah.
He confessed again?
Yes.
What?
That's where you're like, all right, so
What
guys,
the
that's a
hell?
rough.
Fucking retard.
At what point really?
I mean, it's hard.
I'm sorry.
that's what
but
his
that's
lawyer
what it
said.
is, Yeah.
Can't do anything with this guy.
Jesus. At a certain point, you have to, as the lawyer, you have to be like, diminished capacity. Clearly.
You would hope. Now also imagine you're Damien Eccles or Jason Baldwin, and you're just sitting there and you're like, okay, yeah, obviously they're going to realize this isn't us. And they're like, hey, that weird kid you went to school with, who doesn't really know you or hang out with you.
Kinda?
He's been saying that you guys committed these murders.
What?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Dude, he
Like,
fed
dude, that's
right
insane.
into it. If you're Damien Eccles, you're like, how much trouble am I in now? Like, what's happening?
I'd band together as those two kids and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, right?
I'd be like, hey, I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, you got
They
slip and
should.
slided before trial. Oh, no. What happened?
Well, they're all locked
Lordy.
up leading into this, and then of course you got to bring them in the. They're in chains. They're in the orange jumpers. and
Hannibal
everything
Lecter
like that.
mask.
Yeah.
It's
This is a
just
terrible
shy
thing to
of-
say, but do you think that all the retarded people that Texas executed it was a similar thing where they were just like,
More than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
could be.
I mean,
It's we're most eager to kill people that can't hire a good lawyer. That's what I've found, because I'm very much against the death penalty, only because the government's wrong so often.
yeah, I mean, that's really the only. It's not that you.
they are very often wrong.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not
it's-
like as a morality guy. I'm just like, no, the
Yeah,
government is
yeah.
really bad at its job.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you ever watch these 60-minute interviews or even any of these documentaries where they do the DNA and it's clear, there's no question that they arrested the wrong person, the person's released. Like, it's not a maybe, this person was not there. And then they interview the police chief or the prosecutor and they just continue to hold on. Like, well, if he didn't do it, who else did? Like, they just
People
will
can't
not
admit
let
that
go.
they're wrong.
Yeah.
I am a reality TV show producer, and I worked on a show for a little bit. It only got one season,
Oh, boy.
but it was called Millionaire After Lockup. And so it was part of the Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup series. It was a spinoff of that, and it was just all exonerees. And we followed because they were then millionaires.
No.
It was a fun show.
That does sound
It
awesome.
was a fun
that
show.
sounds way better
Yeah.
than trash bags trying to get their life together after prison.
It was so good. I just remember one day they were like, "All right, Mason's buying a boat," and I was like, "Let's fucking go, dude."
I knew one of these guys who had been exonerated, and he didn't do it, and you win millions in a trial depending on what
Right.
it is. So now all of a sudden he's a millionaire, and he was a huge wrestling fan, and I was genuinely concerned. I'm like, because he was at every pay-per-view, traveling like he were, and I'm like, bro, please don't blow through your money going to WrestleManias and Royal Rumbles, please don't marry some trophy wife and
It's gonna happen.
Mr. Money in the Bank. And,
Imagine you lose like 10 years of your life, though. I would be like, it's boats and wrestling and bimbos.
I
That's
get
what
it,
we're doing.
but I just hope, I'm like, please, I hope he has a money manager. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's just set a little wrestling fund aside.
That is
A very sweet guy. Good
That
guy.
is why the WWE makes the solid gold Money in the Bank
That is
briefcase. It's for guys who were too dumb and confessed to a crime.
It's
and then
for
get
them
out.
and Gabriel Iglesias.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
The only ones.
He's not, and by the way, these it's crazy too because like exonerated would be what we would hope would happen for these kids.
Oh no.
Do they not get exonerated?
Well, there's a little. If I remember correctly, there's a little bit of some chicanery on them.
Good
Am I
word.
spoiling it? Or
No,
if
no, you're good. Go ahead.
So I think once all this evidence came out, it's clear they didn't do it, but they didn't want to let them out until they signed like documents or like a contract saying that they couldn't sue the state. Am I correct
So
on that?
it's even worse. You have 90%.
Like
right.
they're not leaving that they're not guilty. It's almost like a technicality or something.
No, I'm horrified by this.
What was it?
It's
KP?
terrible. So Miss Kelly's trial is first. And you would think that at some point the adults in the room would be like, hey, so the kid's not really all there and this evidence is shaky at best.
No, I didn't.
Nope. Jury just goes, one count, first-degree murder.
He kept saying that in the middle of the trial, which didn't help.
I did it. I did it.
Okay, you're not. We're trying to do jury selection. I did it.
Dude, I can't believe it happened. That's the sad part, too.
Oh no,
Can I
he
go
really
home
did it.
now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did it.
It is.
that's so sad.
That's again that testimony or the confession that he made was because they're like, do you want to go home? Do you watch TV tonight?
Yeah.
Do you watch, here's what you got to do. Just tell me you murdered these kids. I'll let you go home and watch TV right now.
Can I have ice cream?
That's
I murdered the kids.
yeah. That'll get you 1 count first-degree murder and 2 count second-degree murder. And guess what that goes with, guys? Life plus 40 years in prison
Life plus
for the
40.
mentally diminished kid that they bullied into confessing.
Jesus.
It certainly can't get worse than that.
Did they give him a TV at least?
It's I would hope he's able to watch some
Yeah.
TV in there. Well, the trial of Baldwin and Eccles will somehow go even worse.
No.
Despite no physical evidence linking any of the three to the crime scene, Eccles' witchy interests, a bad polygraph, and suspicion that he knew details of the crime before they were made public. Little spoiler alert for you guys. The media was running wild with details long before they were made official, so chances are this kid watched something on TV and knew a detail from the TV that the cop
Sure,
like,
yeah.
well, how did you know that? We didn't even tell anybody that.
Right.
Yeah.
Jason Baldwin, who is a promising student with plans of leaving the Bible Belt and pursuing graphic design, and Damian Eccles will have their trial 3 weeks later. The prosecution will accuse the 3 men of committing not only a murder, but a satanic murder. They will bring in an occult expert who later found out to be an unaccredited college.
Of course.
Oh boy.
They presented the satanic angle, Eccles' past mental illness, Eccles' knowledge of the crimes, and Miss Kelly's confession. Baldwin will be sentenced to life in prison, and Damian Eccles, the only adult of the West Memphis Three, and the object of Josie Marcellino's affection
Yes.
right now,
Oh, death.
sentenced to death.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought if you were convicted of satanic killings, you would get 666 years in jail.
That would be great.
That would be
great.
the punishment that would fit the crime.
I pictured like a Simpsons thing where it's you have to eat enough donuts that you hate donuts and they kill you. Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Okay.
You
I
have to
thought that would
worship
be
enough
it.
Satan that they start hating Satan.
That's right. We're gonna play Ozzy Osbourne every day on loop for you until you hate it.
That's what they did in Guantanamo Bay. They used to play like American music to these guys. I think it was like Guns N' Roses and stuff. They considered it torture.
It's often heavy metal like Van Halen, Panama, or things like that, or they play children's music.
There was
on a
one.
loop. Yeah.
There was one guy that was
As a stepdad,
released.
that checks out as psych warfare.
There was a guy that was released who he was like, yeah, I used to piss off the guards because I was a big fan of American heavy metal, and so I would sing it, and then they would beat the shit out of me.
Oh, boy.
It was just sad.
Yeah, detainee ops, as a Navy guy, detainee ops, not a fun gig. But all parts of the legal process here are considered substandard at best. Becomes pretty queer.
Does it?
A little Freudian slip here. Anyway, the boys are getting diddled in prison. That's also true. Damien Eccles is like, he's filing motions because like, I'm just tired of getting assaulted in prison.
Yeah, I mean, look at his
Handsome boy.
hair.
He was.
Yeah.
That was the problem. The hair did him in.
Now, were the kids that were murdered, were they also found to have been like sexually abused?
They said they couldn't
It's-
find that out, right?
That's
Okay.
Harrington knows about that one. So it's because of the deterioration of the corpses because they were in water. They couldn't rule out that something hadn't happened, but it didn't
couldn't
happen
prove it.
because there was no evidence to prove that it
Okay.
happened. But parts of their bodies had deteriorated to a point where they said, well, it might have happened.
Yeah. Plus, there was like one rape kit in the entire state of Arkansas
Yeah,
at that
that's
time.
true.
So
If we're lucky if it was the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far
It
as
was
they
a
know,
help to help, though. The kit was to help conduct. That was the problem. It was not a case recovery situation.
spreader
to
bar,
make it
ball
easier.
gag.
it's
This is your kit that you do your rapings with.
Yeah.
it's more of the BTK kid. He had one of these too. I saw it on TV. Damien Eccles is sentenced to death right now. And it's not easy on the other boys here either. The public is going to want their appeals to go through. So the popular opinion is starting to turn in these kids' favor.
What turned it?
Just first of all, it was the biggest thing was the first documentary HBO did called Paradise Lost.
So what year? How far apart are these things?
So this is a couple of years afterwards because even while they're making the documentary, they're like, all right, this is terrible if these kids are having their childhoods ruined by having to go through the legal process. But obviously they're not going to get convicted on show. And there's like a whole part where the documentary crew is like, did they just say death? This kid's going to die now for this shit case you put together? They couldn't believe it was happening. And it caused people started forming groups. This is prior to social media. So they would meet up and exchange they'd watch the documentary and talk about the case together.
So the murder happened in May of '93. When were they convicted?
I want to say within the year.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure on that one.
was there no public outcry for like, we need to find out who actually did this?
It's
3 young boys were murdered.
why would they investigate a murder that has been solved?
Yeah.
Because everyone who with a brain.
Bro, they already did the celebration party at Applebee's.
Yeah.
No.
Right? I mean, it's done, bro. It's done.
It's
And
over.
even if you truly didn't believe that it was like, oh, these were the killers of the young boys, you were like, at least they got the town fucking weirdos. Those guys are gone. So,
Got
you
rid
know,
of
you
them.
win some, you lose some.
I don't have to pay roofing money to that one kid anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did we find out if the sheriff's house was being re-roofed?
Right.
Well, the problem is this: the official status of the the official position of the West Memphis PD is that case is closed. We got convictions. These kids are behind
done.
bars.
There's nothing
Yeah.
else
Why would
really.
we investigate a murder that's already been solved? Now, the public. It's very interesting here. I typically, I'm 38. I groan now when celebrities get involved in causes, but this is one of those cases where you're like, all right, I could see why this was awesome for a time. All right, Johnny Depp's going to get involved.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes, Johnny Depp will get involved. He becomes
Like
good friends
21
with.
Jump Street era Johnny Depp or
This is
Edward
93.
Scissorhands Johnny Depp?
This is after Edward Scissorhands. This is like
This
94.
is Romeo
93,
and
94.
Juliet.
Juan Don DeMarco, Johnny
Okay.
Depp.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
look at
you're
That's
right.
a
IMDb.
good
That's a good
era.
Depp.
That's after the drugs and
Yeah.
before the Pirates of the Caribbean. That might be prime Depp.
That's good Depp.
It's a. God damn it, Josie.
It's good Depp. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, there's also a couple other people that are going to get involved with at least wanting retrials or some sort of an appeal to go through. By the way, everything keeps getting shut down. They're like, guys, you made a mistake. You have a chance to fix it. And the court's just like, nope, sticking
we're
to it,
good.
sticking to
And
it.
this is all following Paradise Lost.
That was one of the big ones was the initial thing here. But
Okay.
Johnny Depp's getting involved, brings attention to it. Eddie Vedder gets involved of Pearl Jam. Sean Penn gets involved. They become advocates of the three. And then there's court proceedings going on. By the way, it's going to take. Damien Eccles is on death row for almost the duration of his time in prison. The closest thing these poor kids, and we are going to land this plane, Harrington, because you got to bounce?
No, I'm good.
Okay. We're going to land this plane here. I mean it. 2011. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
2011.
Oh, yeah.
Something good finally happens to the guys. This is what Harry was talking about before. Is the closest thing to justice will now land on the boys who are now, in fact, men's laps. It is what is known as an Alford plea. So an Alford plea it's going to require that the West Memphis 3 are forced to accept the sentencing and the conviction. They can still deny their participation in the crime. The plea will work, and all 3 boys from West Memphis get released from prison and are given a 10-year suspended sentence, meaning that they are allowed to return home, finally escape the prison they've been wrongfully held in, and attempt to restart their lives. Part of an Alford plea says you have no recourse against the state. So that's what you were talking about before.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
It's
something.
wild.
If you took 20 years almost out of my fucking life, and then you just were like, hey, we're not going to give you anything for that, and we're going to release you like a little bird, I'm killing everyone in the town.
So Josie's
I'm gonna
vaguely
go-
describing comedy right now, and I'm 20 years of your life is about to disappear through stand-up comedy.
But if you, oh my God, I'd be like, I'm going to give you something to put me on death row for sure.
I
It
get
is
that.
wild.
I would be the worst mass murderer that you've ever seen in anything ever. That's insane.
Do we have
18 years?
I'll tell you what, it's 18 years and 78
years?
days.
18 years.
18
She got
years.
one of your kids, got you for 18 years?
Found out it wasn't his.
It's,
That is the Damien Eccles story.
dude,
Oh man, if that's what he was rapping about, dude. If Kanye was rapping about,
it would be if Kanye was ever to get behind a cause that would be just again. Then you.
well, the
find
worst
this.
thing that could happen if you're not guilty is Kanye shows up to help you out. Like,
Damien
where's
Eccles
Johnny
just-
Depp and Eddie Vedder? Why is it only Kanye? Do we got anybody else? Send Diddy. I'd rather you send Diddy. Please.
That's good news is Diddy's coming to see you guys. Bad news is he's not an advocate. He's a roommate.
Yeah.
So, Paco, do we have any other photos that Carly sent over to you guys too, just before I land the plane here? Because I know Harrington has to go do trivia. Go support Harrington. Do no other photos. Okay, can you pull up Damien Eccles' Instagram? This will be what we end on.
Oh wow.
Let's see what he looks like
So
now.
did they sign it?
Did
They
no
did.
lawyer
They did
look at
sign it.
this and say, hey, don't sign this?
It's not an issue
Well,
with
the
that.
one guy's still retarded, so that's
Right.
a problem.
So the
Sure,
Alfred
he still
play.
thinks he did it.
Yeah.
To this day.
He did sign "I did it" on the signature part. He goes, "I."
Right, but like the guy
It's
who's
like a
on
reverse
death
OJ.
row has to look at that and go like, yo, if they don't kill me before they overturn this, I could make so much money. Why would I sign this?
So the Alfred plea was going to be the only way they were going to be able to get out of prison.
No way.
So what you're doing is actually what our boy Baldwin does. Baldwin goes, I'm not signing it because this admits that we did it. And
Right.
we accept the sentencing, and this is bullshit. And they're like, dude, I understand you want to have principle on the matter here, but Damien Eccles is still on death row, and Arkansas is going to fucking nuke him. So do the right thing by your best friend. You guys have it. It's a terrible case. It doesn't need another layer of
I'd
tragedy to it.
rather die. Straight up, kill me and then let my family get that money for my wrongful death.
So wait a minute. They never found the fucking murderer for these 3 boys?
Nope. And if you watch those 3 documentaries, they show new evidence that came out, and that's why these retrials and appeals were supposed to go through, but nothing was ever really holding up here. So this Alford plea became their only way to get out of jail. Public opinion absolutely turned. They're like, free these kids. What the hell are you doing? Metallica
Adnan
shirts or not.
Syed got out. You're telling me these guys couldn't?
Good
Well,
pull.
they crawled so he could walk. I mean,
Truly.
Oh my God.
Now, Eccles also, by the way, avoids the death penalty this way. Miss Kelly, by the way, once they get released here, they're all released in 2011. Miss Kelly, our fella who's a little scattered,
sure.
gets engaged and will begin studying to become an auto mechanic. So imagine you're in West Memphis and you're like, hey, yeah, cool tattoos, man. Where'd you get those tattoos while you're doing my oil change? Have you ever heard of the West Memphis 3?
I did it.
I did.
I did.
Hey, where are we on that oil change? I did that too. Anyway, cabin air filters, and I definitely did it. Just letting you guys know.
Wait, where's Damien's Instagram? Is he still
it.
fine?
Do we
Oh, let's
What's
find
he up
out.
to?
do we have him by chance, Paco? Yep.
Oh man.
You gotta make
Wait,
that bigger. I
yeah,
can't
we could
see
get.
shit.
What's that picture on the right?
Oh
there?
no, dude, he's a sword guy.
He is.
He became a sword guy.
He became a sword
Every
guy.
goth guy becomes a sword guy
That
eventually.
hairline didn't hold up.
Yikes, dude.
It's trippy how it
Let's get
it
cat.
happens here. He is real big on the occult stuff.
Still.
He went down the left-handed. He leaned way into it. He's written books. Did not realize this.
Oh, he's a samurai.
Natalie told me this. He is very good friends with Duncan Trussell, and he voiced a cartoon for
that
him.
checks
or something.
out.
Yeah, that does check out.
He was on Midnight Gospel?
He was.
Whoa.
He did a couple of things. By the way, they're not done with. Yes, it sucks. All right, I'll put it this way.
Sick sword work. Not
That
gonna
is good
lie,
sword
man.
work. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
well, you have plenty of time to practice.
Yeah.
They don't give you swords to practice with in
The
prison.
fuck do you
Not-
know?
I promise they don't give you swords. They
I
barely
haven't-
give you shoelaces.
I haven't been in
It's the
prison, but
power.
I gotta go with her on this. I feel like maybe
I
a
think
broom
swords
handle
in
you could-
prison.
Yeah, you know. Like,
Yeah. He, I'll tell you what, he's got, number one, he never has to work again for a living. He's got a lot of creative outlets over. He's a writer, he's a public speaker. A bunch of them were trying to get involved because Baldwin, by the way, just to be clear, Baldwin, who had the brightest future out of the three of them, he winds up moving to Seattle and begins dating a woman who wrote to him while he was in prison. They
Sick.
really do exist. They do exist. And hopes to become a lawyer to help others who are wrongfully convicted. But before that, he also needed to learn how to drive.
Oh, that's right. He'd never.
Never learned how to
So
drive.
sad.
Damien Eccles seems to have the most
Seattle's a
spotlight on
walking
him.
city, though.
It is. It is. It's
Walking Dead.
it's the right way. It's the best place to go if you're like, so I met this guy and he's amazing. What's wrong with it? Well, he's from Arkansas. Oh my God, is he Republican? No, he's like, oh, thank God. Okay,
Yeah.
he did have to do an Alford plea and admit to murdering 3 children, but he's not Republican, right? He's not. But
So
no
is there even like a theory on who actually murdered these kids?
they believe it's one of the boy's stepfathers,
No shit.
and there's no way to
The
prove
one
it.
who was shooting.
Nope, not
didn't
him.
know?
Not
Okay.
him. He flipped the script. They actually, in the second documentary, they try to pin it on him maybe because they find blood on a knife that he owned. And they're like, HBO literally got handed the knife by him. They're like, we have to turn this over to the authorities. This guy might have accidentally just admitted to being the guy who actually committed the murder. That was proven to not be true. And then they think it's one of the other boys' stepfathers that was, he passed away, so it looks like he got away with it. It's pretty nuts, man. Now, Damien is.
Do you think it was the thing where he just wanted to kill his own stepkid and then the other 2 were there and he's like, well, fuck, I got
No.
it.
No,
witnesses.
if it's stepdad, he fucked them.
gotta
That's
kill-
unfortunately, that's just the reality. If it's the stepdad,
Yeah.
he did it.
The
Now,
Venn
if he had left
diagram
that-
is gonna be heavy.
It's
That it was.
it's truly unfortunate here, but also the fact that these 3 teenage boys just happen to like Metallica too much, and now they've lost 20 years of their life.
Does Metallica ever get involved?
Yeah, Lars
movie-
better
Yeah,
fucking
do something for that Napster
So,
thing too. You were quick to jump in on Napster. You better show up for these kids who are
Mm-hmm.
Paradise
wrongfully
Lost
accused.
is
yeah.
it's the first time that Metallica allows their music to be played in a
Oh,
movie.
right.
Oh, for real?
That is
That's
the first
awesome.
time.
Cool.
I like that.
And,
That's
Sick.
the least they could do.
Now, if I was, all right,
It's also
for me,
a great plug for Metallica, to be fair.
That
It's
is
like,
true.
yo, these kids loved our music so much, they're doing 60 years in jail combined.
That's, well, I look at it this way. I like a lot of the. There's a bunch of artists that get together and do this. Wouldn't it be nice to have like whatever your tribute would be? You know, Harry and I are going to have wrestlers that are going to
Sure,
do
yeah.
something cool for us here. Josie, if there's a celebrity or somebody that's going to come to your rescue, who are you hoping it's
Jalen
going
Hurts?
to be?
Cookie
Oh,
Monster.
I didn't even think about Jalen Hurts.
yeah.
It's Saquon Barkley, actually.
Saquon. I
Yeah.
get that one. I get that one. Same amount of passing yards last season too. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Saquon and Jalen.
Yep.
What if he had 666 yards? Would
Oh,
that be wild? or
Now
what?
we're talking. Mike Harrington, celebrity that you want to come to your rescue.
Oh, I mean, Miss Rachel.
Miss Rach? You are
Straight up.
consistent, bud. You are
I'm
consistent.
just listen. Who is going to be like, no, yeah, no? If she shows up in her fucking overalls to defend me, not a jury in the land would convict me.
I do think you're right about that. Now, my personal one was this: if you told me, and it's I don't know, it's a messed up thing to think about, but you're like, all right, dude, this is Kate Beckinsale, and you get to bang her, right? And they show you Underworld Kate Beckinsale, and you're like, what's the hook? And the devil's like, your dad's gonna die in 9/11.
Wait, I didn't know that we get to fuck them.
That's what I'm saying.
Is
That
it
would be
still Saquon
that's
Barkley?
It's
that's
not
my
Saquon anymore.
that's my Faustian deal here. But for me, if I had to have like a group of people that were
Yeah,
going to
but
come
you
to
also
my
get
rescue,
a speech impediment and a huge dick, so it's like I'm taking it.
that's crazy. So the problem is this: for me, Pearl Jam's my favorite band. One of my favorite artists of all time is Tom Waits. I love Metallica. Henry Rollins, I think, is one of the most interesting people on planet Earth. All of these acts get together. I would love to hang out with Johnny Depp. I would love to. But the key is all these people get involved with raising money for them and having them free. They huge chunks of their tour. They do an album together, and all the proceeds go towards the legal fund to defend these kids.
They did like a Live Aid type thing.
Essentially, yeah.
That's
And Tom Waits is not
on a Live Aid.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Well, I think we got the episode title. But all these artists finally come together. Like you're sitting there, and you're like, all right, well, what's the catch to have all these artists I love, singing my praises? And you're like, you have to go to jail for a crime you didn't commit for 18 years.
But I get a Metallica song about me.
It's Tom Waits' "Rain on Me" is one of my favorite songs by him. Did not realize until after doing this episode it's about the West Memphis.
Whoa.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to ask you guys your death row meals on our way out here. But before we get a chance to do that, real quick plug for me, folks. You guys know the deal. March 14th at the Dojo Comedy. Paco's going to be on the show here, folks. You can finally come see what it's all about.
Good luck.
Again, he's doing great, actually. We're very proud of Paco. Inside Baseball, Harrington. Dojo Comedy, one of my favorite clubs over there. Come say goodbye to me. I got to take about 6 weeks off on account of the kids showing up over here. In the meantime, you want to support the show. We will not miss any episodes. Carly at least agreed to that much. My book is called History Isn't Boring, Your Teacher Was. It's available on Amazon and my website, kpburkecomedy.com. More stuff coming out on the Instagram really soon here. Blind Mike's been working his cute little ass off on it. But you guys know the deal. Please come out and see me on the road as much as you can. But that March 14th date, that's really going to be, I got to pack it up for a little bit on that one. At KP Burke Sucks over on Instagram. Josie, do your plugs and then tell me your death row meal, please.
I don't have any shows coming up. I need to start asking for more. But you can follow me everywhere at Josie Marcellino. That's JosieMarcellino. I also want to plug big comedy fan and supporter. She's just an awesome lady. You can find her at Kelly P is me on all of her socials.
She's a good chick.
She's awesome. She's currently battling melanoma, and she's got a surgery coming up. So please support her GoFundMe. I have it linked on my own page. But anything you can do to support that is great. My death row meal, melting pot. Give me the 4-course fondue, cheese, chocolate, and surf and turf from the melting pot. That's my favorite.
That's actually pretty classy of you, giving away your Maryland roots. Harry Terjanian, thank you for coming on the show, brother. All right, come.
Pleasure.
Both of you guys, it's open anytime you guys want to come on. Please come back on. Harry, plug whatever you want. And death row meal.
You could follow me all my social media at Harry Terjanian. That's where I do all the comedy stuff and all my wrestling stuff as well that I'm involved with. I'll give you my death row meal. And side note, before I forget this, I'm happy to do this particular episode about Satanism and the Satanic Panic because I have dated 2 different witches.
No shit,
Separately,
really?
yeah. 2 different women
buddy.
who told me that they were witches. After on, I don't think I end relationships well, so I don't think I've ever been cursed, or had a spell put on me. But
No, that hair would be gone.
I know,
right?
yeah, that would be the first thing to go. So I think I'm doing all right. When I go bald, then I'll find out who I pissed off. Death row meal. All right, I just doing random stuff. The drink is going to be an orange soda, Sunkist, if we could do that. Lasagna is a main course. Cheesecake dessert, strawberry cheesecake dessert, maybe a Junior's. I don't know.
Now, if you're eating a lasagna, that gives me Garfield vibes, which would be funny if you were executed on a Monday.
That is true. It would make me hate Mondays a lot.
Absolutely, beyond the grave. Mike Harrington, death row meal, and you have nothing to plug.
I got plenty to plug, dude.
Shut up.
I got the Armored League coming up. I don't know if this is going to be out in time for the February 19th show, but April the 9th, we're going to be at the Palladium in Times Square. Full-on 1v1 armored combat. Doesn't get any better. And I'm producing a bunch of shows again. So I got Sam Tripoli and Eddie Bravo, Dave Smith, and Nick Rochefort and Scuff Realtor, all coming to Fifth Company Brewing. Tickets available at fifthcompanybrewing.com. My death row meal, I'm going country fried steak for sure.
I like it.
Hush puppies. Love me a hush puppy. I'm gonna grab the cherry lime whatever that thing is from Sonic.
Yeah,
with
good
the
call.
crushed
Cherry
ice.
limeade.
Cherry
limeade.
limeade.
I
There
haven't
you go.
had that in so long.
And I'm going with like a DQ Blizzard.
That's a good call.
I think that's gonna be.
What do you put in it though?
The best part is you don't
Reese's
have to worry
Pieces?
about passing it because you got to figure like I want to be killed right after the meal. So you don't like. There's no.
And then you shit yourself after you die, so you're making a problem for the people that are killing you.
Imagine that
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah.
Ooh, imagine that mess.
Now, in that logic, my death row meal is 4 pounds of unpopped popcorn kernels, and I demand the electric chair.
That is hilarious.
Paco, you got a last meal real quick? I'm gonna ask you and Dom, and then we're out of here.
I can't beat that shit. That's
I know you can't. I
hilarious,
shouldn't
man.
have done it.
I just have steak. That's it.
I think that is it on that one, man. I want to say thank you to Dom and Paco. Thank you to my great guests here. Please support all these guys. If I bring them on the show, it means I really like them and I support them, guys. I don't want to hang out with people that I don't like, all right? Harrington's got to go do trivia. So that being said, guys, I was KP Burke, and that was the West Memphis 3, American Losers.
On the edge they take the throne, built on bones of those unknown. Coming first, never last.